we had to do this one more time. Like the Real Housewife, the drama and everything. It's almost like my network also didn't want me to review this, but we're going to get this done. All right, I hope I'm live now. Let me double check before we dive right into the gist, okay? I'm trying to see, are we? Okay. Not quite sure. Okay, I think we're live. Let's double check our sound before we start. Okay. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. All right, our sound is good. And don't mind this. I'm trying to. All right. So okay. So we are ready. It's oh my god. Going live, it's always like I have to adjust myself online. Okay, so let me know what you think about my today's look. Okay, I have this dramatic look here. You see, there's drama in this episode, and we had to look all dramatic to come and review it. All right, so like I said, welcome and thank you very much for joining. Thank you. You're welcome, Nessa Growth. You're cooking. Oh, that's good. That's good. We're here to review. Network is messing up. Everything is happening, but I am going to make this happen. Okay, so for those of you watching the replay, it is how it is, or it is what it is. Sometimes when you want to go live, it doesn't just happen the way you want it to, and then you have to just, you know, adjusting yourself on camera and every other thing that follows. So pardon me for that. Anyways, the struggle is real on YouTube. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, this here, behave yourself. Okay, behave. All right. And this is you look so hot. Really, I'm telling you, today's episode is so hot. I had to look the part. Okay, I had to look the part to come and present today's presentation. Thank you for that. Thank you. All right, so we talked about how episode 7, The Real Housewives of Lagos, how episode 7 ended. And I told you people, buckle up, get ready, get your popcorn, get your tequila, get your wine, and get ready because it is going down. The ladies are quarreling, they are fighting, they're just throwing shades, they're bringing out secrets. People are getting pimped and so on and so forth. People are being accused of cheating on their partners, their husband, and this one and that one. So let me tell you, it is going down. All right, we're 4 persons here. Feel free to say hello so I can welcome you properly. All right, so it was hot. And remember that episode 7, okay, said I'm here. Say I'm just scared. Don't be scared, okay? It's a reality show. This is expected. If the drama is not there, then their rating is going to just go down and the show is going to end. So drama is always expected in reality TV show. And if you sign up for one, be ready to receive or be at the giving end. That's just what it is. So seeing this is not a surprise to me. Anyways, that being said, let's dive right in. Hello, so I did not. Okay, so like I said, this whole thing is going down. Okay, so last episode ended where Caroline and Choma were in the vehicle going to Choma's event where they're supposed to do their foundation, Choma's foundation stuff and all of that. But then when they were on the way, they started receiving messages in their WhatsApp group. Now all the ladies are in one WhatsApp group, okay, where they can share information and all of that. Back to back, Laura started typing like a computer, ta 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 ta, and just blasting and blasting, like fuming. And everyone was like, "What's going on, Laura? Like, why are you fuming now? We were all literally in Miriam's house, you know, Miriam's home. If you had anything to say, you could have said it there. Why didn't you say a thing? Why are you here fuming? You get." So Caroline saw it, and Caroline was like, "No, no, 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 no. It's too much for Laura." And Caroline started, that's Caroline Hutchins, started writing her message and blasting Laura. That was where Caroline said that Laura was pimped to a governor. Now, like I said before, I know that some of you that watch this show, you're not Nigerians, and I hope you can hear me properly. I have my mic here. Some of you are not Nigerians, so let me explain something. Nigeria have 36 states, just as the US. I think they have 50 states, right? Yes. So in Nigeria, they have 36 states. So if the president is having a meeting, all the governors might be invited depending on what is going on. So I think that was what happened, and the governor went, and the president was coming from Abuja, which is the federal capital territory of the country, Nigeria. He was going from Abuja to Lagos, Nigeria. So all the governors were invited and all of that. And you trust the politicians. They don't do anything without partying. If you don't know, I'm telling you, okay? Whenever they hold a small meeting, even if the meeting lasted for 5 minutes, they act like they've been working so hard, and then they have to hold a meeting. They get the drink, they get wasted, they bring them hot chicks to have fun with and things like that. That's just, it goes hand in hand. If you're a politician, don't say I told you. Hello, Ife's Beauty. Oh, Ife's Beauty. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so after this, we knew that there's going to be drama. Okay, so I have all my notes down on my phone. So I'm quickly going to go and pull up my notes so we can go. I know that some of you are not watching this, but if you're interested and you want to watch this, I say, oh, but was that true? It is actually them say, them say. Oh, just keep listening to the gist as it unravel, and then you decide. By the time we finish reviewing, you decide for yourself if it was true or not. Okay, so the Real Housewives of Lagos, season 1, episode 8, started with Choma's event. Okay, so now they were arriving. Remember the whole 7, they showed where it ended. They were on the road going to the venue of the Choma's event. Choma owns a foundation where she helps the poor and so on and so forth. So Choma, they arrived at the event. Choma was wearing her red t-shirt, Caroline and everyone else also. A friend that came with them, the ladies, they had old women there, children, and Choma was hugging some of the kids and just talking, and then they gave her the mic. She said hello to all of them. They all said hello. She introduced her friend, but I felt like Choma was just, I don't know, Choma acted kind of weird there, because Choma is this kind of, hey, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. Choma is the one that's always talking. She's always speaking phonetics. Do you get? So I was expecting Choma to be this very bold person that could just stand, present, and all of that, but she acted very shy. The way she introduced her friend, Caroline, and the other lady, I think Temi or Thames, was kind of weird to me. Like, she was kind of laughing when she was saying it, and I felt like she was not serious. Was she shy? Was she just being annoying as usual? I don't know, but anyway, she did that. And then she talked about how they're going to start with some of the ladies. They're going to support their businesses, those that have a business or something, a small business, or wants to start a small business but they don't have the fund, that they're going to support, I think about 5 of them or so. So they called out the ladies one after the other, and they presented them with a check of 200,000 naira. The ladies were so excited. They were old women, like matured women. Let me put it that way. Let me not say old, matured women. And some of them were kneeling down, thanking her. She was like, don't do that, don't do that. I think that was really great. She had so much gifts for them. Like, it was heaps and heaps of boxes. And they were handing out gifts, and she was interviewing some of them. One of the ladies said she makes fascinators, beads, gele. Gele is this head gel that Africans tie. We have this very artistic stuff we put on our head. Is called gele in Nigeria. It's a common word that is used for the head tie. It's called gele mostly. You see it in wedding events and all of that. So she said she makes all of those. Joma was like, okay, that's good, that she wants to support people like her, so that when the lady's business grows and becomes big, the lady also in turn will be able to support someone else in her community. Ladies, I'm sweating. All of you. Okay, I have ladies and gentlemen. Let me not say only ladies. I know women love gossip, so that's why I say ladies most of the time. Anyways, that being said, I'm sweating. It's summertime, okay? It is hot. It is hot on the islands here. Anyways, I digressed. So I felt like that was really good, that Choma had this in mind, to help the poor and all of that. That being said, moving on. The gist is hot, so I'm not even going to drag it too much. I want you to catch up the hot parts. Okay, so the next scene was Laura's house. Okay, so they showed Laura's home, and her husband was sitting in their sitting room with her daughter. They were playing, and daddy and daughter kind of play. And Laura was coming down the stairs. She was wearing this black beautiful pants and white long sleeve with buttons all open. Laura loves all those kind of dressing, and she was like, oh, this is why I love family. Like, coming down the stairs and hearing my daughter and my husband playing, it's so beautiful and all of that. So when she came down, she now asked the daughter, give me a kiss. She kissed her daughter and all of that. And then the daughter left, and she said she wanted to talk to her husband. And the husband was like, what's up? What's going on, my G? Like, they used to hail each other like they are friends, or not like couple official thing. Like, my G, my N word. I cannot say that here, but in all of a sudden, she sat down and she said, you remember event that happened in Lagos some time ago when the president was coming to, you said, yes, I remember. All of that. I said, okay. Uh, the event, when we went for the evening, the dinner in Miriam's home, some of the ladies arrived very late, and I just felt like I should send a message in our WhatsApp group, and I dropped a message telling them that next time if they know they're going to spend 6 hours, now 6 hours is a long time. You can agree with me, okay? If you don't agree, put it in the comment section. 6 hours late to someone's dinner, I feel like it was disrespectful, it was uncalled for, but Choma and Caroline, that's their lifestyle in this series, okay, not in real life, because we don't know them in real life. You get what they give us is what we see, but we're talking about the show. On the show, they're always late to everything. So anyways, she said, I sent a message in a group and I said, if you people know that some of you are going to be coming in very late, then let me know so I can stay at home, put my kids to bed, prepare maybe dinner and everything for the family, take care of my husband and everything before I start getting dressed to come out, because 6 hours late is just, that was what she said she posted. But then Caroline took it upon herself to respond to her, and she just didn't respond to her. She told her to keep quiet, that she was pimped to a governor when the president visited the country. And then she started explaining to her husband that, you remember when this event happened? He said yes. She said, you remember I had gone there. He said, I dropped you. Yeah, I dropped you at the venue. And she said, I met with someone, but they muted the person's name. And the person is not part of the show, so you cannot just mention people's name like that. So they, censored that part. Like, she mentioned this, a person's name, said the person knows this particular governor. So she called the person and said, since we're all here, because they invited celebrities, actors, actresses, influencers, and all of that also were invited to this event. You get, I just wonder what kind of event it was, but anyways, that's by the way. So when they got there, she now told this person, now that this governor is here, this is an opportunity for me to sell my book. Now, for those of you that do not know, Laura is a writer also. She wrote this book about how to be successful on Instagram, and that book sold out just like that. It sold out just like that. So she was talking about she wanted him to buy the book. So she met someone that knows him. So the person said, he's here. Actually, he's upstairs in his room. I can take you there. So she said, oh, that would be great. Okay. So anyways, I digress a little bit. Let's keep going. Let's leave the long story. After she explained to her husband was like, they started speaking their language. They're from the eastern part of Nigeria, which is the Igbo language. They started speaking in Igbo, talking. She was like, the lady is divorced anyway. I think the lady is trying to ruin my marriage, accusing me of being pimped to a governor, accusing a married woman of being pimped to a governor and stuff like that. And the husband was like, I just leave all these things. I don't take them serious and all of that. But anyway, if she's accusing you, what was she doing there? Since you said you got there and she was also there. So what was she doing there? Was she also being pimped? And he just laughed and said, just leave it. And she was like, I know you won't believe this. I know, I trust you. You're my person. You're my G. And she the healing shot, and she stood up and she left for where she was supposed to be going for. And then the next scene was Iyabo Ojo on her phone, sending messages calling for an emergency meeting. Say, babe, your voice is so low. Oh, really? I think I'm talking so low because my little one is sleeping inside. Okay, let me increase my voice some more. Or is it because my mic is very low? I don't get. Maybe because my mic is very low. Let me see. Because I want everyone to hear, because people that will be watching the replay might not be able to hear properly. Does it sound better now? Do I sound better now? Is it a bit okay now? Okay, yes, it's perfect. Okay, so I'll keep this tone. So up next was Iyabo Jo on her phone, sending messages, calling for an emergency meeting. Immediately, she just said she was calling for emergency meeting. In my mind, I was like, no, 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 girl, you're crazy, girl, bye. Girl, bye, Iyabo Jo, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. How can you call for a meeting when you see that the pot is still boiling? Like, Laura is still upset. Caroline is still upset. Tiana, everybody is upset. Miriam is upset because Laura bashed her food. So many, like, everybody's still angry. You didn't even give the ladies time. Okay? Oh, God, I'm sweating. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, you didn't even give the ladies time to just, relax and try to cool down a bit before you call for a meeting. What are you doing? What are you doing? Iyabo is so dramatic. Iyabo is so cunning. Like, I don't get. But anyway, let's keep on. So Iyabo calls for these emergency meetings, and all the ladies received the message that Iyabo sent out, and most of them really don't have personal beef that much, or a little bit of beef they have, but nothing serious. So of course, all of them decided to honor Iyabo Joe's invite. You get. Okay, so Iyabojo, all right. When the next scene was them arriving at the venue where Iyabojo was going to hold this emergency meeting. And I think most of them said the same thing. Even Laura in her confessional said, I don't know why Iyabojo is calling for a meeting. I'm still furious and everything is still, I don't get it. And everybody was agreeing. But Caroline said, yeah, that if it was someone that maybe she wouldn't have gone, but she respects Iyabojo a lot. I think Iyabojo might be the oldest among all of them, the way they call her Auntie Iyabo, and all of that. She might be the oldest. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Caroline said she respects Iyabo, and Iyabo is an actress also. Caroline also is an actress. So she said, I respect her a lot, so I'm going to honor the invitation, or else I don't want to be in a place where Laura is at this point. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my hair. It looks kind of okay. Anyways, so they got there and they all sat down. It was a big space. They put a lot of seats and gave them space in between each other. Uh, um, Caroline and Miriam Tima sat on the side. Laura and Tiana sat on the side. Choma and Iyabo were sitting in front, so they had a lot of space in between them on the table, and water for each of them, a bottle of water in front of each of them, and glasses that they can drink from. So Iyabo started by addressing the group, talking about their late coming and what she said before, and then she felt like a lot of no. She started by saying she felt like there's a lot of heat going on, a lot of quarrel, fights, and this, all of that, so that they need to sort it out, okay, that they have to sit and sort it out. That's why she called this meeting. And everybody should just table their matter and let them sort it out once and for all. And people should stop saying that there's no problem. And she turned to Laura. And Laura was like, is Yabo talking to me? She was like covering her face, like, what are you saying? Is it my fault? All of them felt like it was Laura's fault, that Laura is the only person that is bringing drama to the group. So I think like all of them were really, really excited when Iyabo started with Laura first, focusing on Laura, telling Laura that they were all in Miriam's home. You could have said whatever you wanted to say there, just as I addressed them and all of that. You didn't need to send them a WhatsApp message. It wasn't necessary, and so on and so forth. It just seemed like you like drama somehow, the way the whole thing is going. And Laura was just laughing when Iyabo was talking and all of that. But then after that, the next person that spoke was Tiana. Tiana and Laura are friends. Tiana is the only friend that Laura has in the group, the only friend that Laura has in the group. The rest of the Yabo is kind of cunning, like I said before. Yabo is like a green stick under the green grass. She says something behind. She's not that confrontational. Tiana, that looks like a Basbos person, is not giving Basbos. I think Tiana is just there to sell her business and she doesn't care. So I don't really watch the whole episode. Really, it is fun. If you watch it, you're just gonna laugh. The drama is real. Laura is serving it. She's doing a good job playing that part of the drama queen and all of that. But yeah. Anyway, so Tiana was the next person to speak after Iyabo Joe spoke. So Tiana turned to Laura. If you remember, at Miriam's home, when Laura was acting all weird, acting like she was drunk, her clothes was open, her breast was almost coming out, and all of that. She was acting like she was bored. She was even saying it that she was bored, and so on and so forth. Abby, I totally understand the time that they think. Me sometimes now around 3 a.m. I even watch the TCF so I do this review. So when when uh Laura was acting weird in Miriam's home, then this person showed up. Sorry, I got distracted a bit. When Laura was acting all weird in Miriam's home, then uh, Tiana was trying to calm her down, like, babe, come on, what's up with you? You're not talking, you're just acting like you're bored, you don't want to be here, and all of that. She's like, I don't want to be here. This is really boring. I'm not used to this. You're just Laura was acting completely strange, but it is normal. Laura is always like that in every event. Hence, some of them feel like some people, even fans, are kind of thinking, is she kind of timid? Is she feeling inferior? Because all those other ladies, they've achieved a whole lot in their life, maybe. and some of them are from homes and all of that, and she didn't have all of that. She's working so hard to get to where she wants to get to in life, and most of the name she has is from her elder sister, that is the blogger Linda Ikeji. So people feel like Laura is kind of timid. Some people say that she has inferiority complex. Even Caroline has said it. Choma feels that way too, like Laura really wants to be her friend by fire by force. Choma said it also. So Tiana turned to her and said, come on, what's going on? And immediately she flipped. Everybody was shocked at the table, like everyone was shook, like, what's going on? This is supposed to be your friend, and she's trying to talk to you. She was like, Tiana, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And she was like, what do you mean I'm doing? She said, you're doing too much. And she just Tiana just turned to her. That's Tony. Tiana is Tony. She said, bye, girl, bye, girl. And you could see that she was really disappointed. She didn't expect that from her own friend, Laura, and she was trying to help Laura, and Laura just did all of that. So anyway, this was her opportunity to tell Laura, and she told Laura, she said, I didn't like what you did at Miriam's home. I was trying to talk to you as a friend, and you just flipped on me for no reason. And she was like, yeah, it was somehow, and they were just arguing. She was like, but didn't I, Laura now responded by saying, but didn't I message you afterward? Didn't I message you to say, I'm sorry? She was like, no, you cannot embarrass me in front of the girls and message me in private. I don't do that bullshit. I don't do that. And she started using, kind of swear words and all of that. And Choma started laughing. I don't know if she was laughing at Tiana's accent. Now Tiana is Yoruba, and you can feel that thick Yoruba tongue. Choma is Igbo. Igbo, they have the accent too, like all the different Nigerian language. In fact, everybody have accent. Okay, the Americans do their yo. The British people talk through the nose. Like everybody. The Europeans, depending on European country, they all have accents. So, anyways, that being said about accent, so Choma started laughing, and Tiana was upset. And I'm trying to make sure my little one doesn't wake up till I round this up. Okay, so Tiana got upset and started screaming, this is not funny. This is not funny. You should not be laughing. This is not funny. Why are you laughing? And all of that. She was like, I've not seen people, or I've not seen someone, I've heard these words in movies, but people combine these two words together when they're talking about this fuck shit, and all of that she was saying. And that she has not really heard that. It's just funny that's just why she's laughing. But then Laura was like, you're my friend. You should be on my side. Whenever something is happening, you should be on my side. You don't support me. You're my friend. And as a friend, and Tiana told her, said, no. Don't say that. Any friend that would do something like that, support you even when you're wrong, that is not a good friend. That is a bad friend. A good friend should be able to call you out, tell you when you're doing the wrong thing, and support you when you're doing the right thing. That so I hate it when people laugh at people accent. Trauma is just over the top. So for me, it wasn't even, I wasn't surprised that that happened. You get, trauma is over the top in everything, her style, her dress, everything. But I guess they're all playing their parts, you get, in this stuff. Okay, so let me see where we are. Okay, so Iyabo Ojo and Laura and this person started going, Tiana and Laura started going head to head, and after that they stopped, and the next person so Iyabo started behind, like, she doesn't understand. Laura likes kind of trouble, and Laura is always causing trouble in the group. And I'm feeling like, why are you even saying all these things? The problem you notice is Iyabo just says a lot in her confessional, but in front of the group, Iyabo doesn't say a lot. Iyabo doesn't do so much. She just talk, yep, but she doesn't do so much. But today she was acting as if she's all tough, and she can this, she can that. And when we will get there, you get, when Caroline and Laura was butting head, and she was all over, I was like, come on, chill. You've been saying a lot behind people's back, and you're not saying to their faces. Say it to people's faces and see their response, and you get trash it out. But anyways, the next the next was okay. So now they've all been chipping in a little bit, and then it was Caroline's turn, because when they went in, Caroline in confessional said, it seemed like there's a lot to be said, but that she doesn't mind to be the last to speak. She will wait for everybody to say whatever they want to say, and then she will be the last person to speak. So when Caroline started talking, you just know that it's not going to go down well. It is not. And started, and then Laura fueled up. Immediately Caroline started talking. trying to explain. She was like, you started by not even knowing me. You told someone that you're going to slap me. That was something she said to Iyabo Joe in, I don't know, episode 4, episode 3, that she was going to slap Caroline during when Caroline was hosting and all of that. And that caused problem during Caroline's event. So Caroline started by saying that you don't even know me from anywhere, anything. You said you're going to slap me and all of that. And you've been doing a whole lot, calling us out and all of that. We were all there in the dinner. I apologize to everyone. If you had something to say, you could have said it there in the dinner, there. Sending messages, type of message and all of that. It's not called for. And Laura was like, she said you're a liar. She just started calling her a liar. And she said, I'm not a liar. I said, I'm not a liar. She said, you were pimped to the governor. You were pimped. And she was like, and Laura turned to the girls and started explaining, they started fuming. And Laura started insulting her. After she stopped, she turned to the girls to explain. And she said, during the event, she wanted to meet with the president so he can buy some book. But I felt like Laura was kind of contradicting herself already. If you remember, Laura had made the statement that after she wrote that book, How to Make Money on Instagram or How to Grow on Instagram, that people started giving her money so she can give out the books for free. And she said she gave out those books for free. So I don't even understand why she was looking for the governor to buy a book about Instagram. It's not as if it's something that has to do with, I don't know, but yeah, that thing is not so much, it's not that big. And like social media is big, but not so many persons are concerned about that. And parents still look at it like, you're not serious. Please go to school and get a degree and become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, something. You get. So people don't really value if you're content creator or anything. You don't have that respect or any influencer. Like, what's that? People are like, what are you talking about? You're just playing around. That's how they see you. So I don't even understand why Laura was going to meet the governor to buy her Instagram book that she wrote. A book is a book anyway, but yeah. But when she said that, I was thinking, which one is it? Is it that people gave you money to give her the book, or you wanted the governor to buy everything? So she said when she got there, she now met this person that knows the governor. The person now said the governor is upstairs in his room, and she's going to, I don't know if the person is a he or she, so she's upstairs to meet the governor, to introduce her to the governor so she can sell her market, like tell him about the book that she wrote about Instagram so he can buy. So she said she went there and the person did the introduction and the governor bought 2 books. And I'm just wondering, like, a whole governor is buying only 2 books. Even a local government chairman can buy a full check bag. Like there's this big bag, the check bag, like a big massive traveling bag or even a traveling box of books just to give to people. Can buy 5, 10 boxes. So why is the governor buying just 2 books? But anyway, that's what she said. But she said when they got into the room, there were other actresses in there, and one of the actresses that was in the governor's room was Caroline Hutchins. And now I'm thinking, was Caroline also pimped? That's the I don't get. It's Caroline saying that she too, she was pimped to this governor, because what was she doing in the governor's room? Laura is saying when she got into the governor's room, other actresses were in there also. And among them was Caroline. That was how Caroline saw her. But she said after the governor bought 2 books from her, she left the room, went downstairs, got in the car with her husband, and went home. Caroline is saying that's a lie. Nobody talked about book in that room. You were not there to sell book. You were pimped to that room. You were pimped to the governor. You were pimped to me. You were pimped. Like, that's how she's hinting it. Do they swing both ways? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Caroline and Laura, they swing both ways. Allegedly, I'm not saying anything, is what they are saying. Well, what was Caroline doing with the governor in the room there also? So you get. So I feel like maybe they are both guilty, but it's kind of worse for Laura, because Laura is married, Caroline is divorced. So I guess Caroline is allowed to hang out with anyone, have sex, or do whatever she wants with anyone. But if you're a married woman, you still have to respect yourself and respect your union and the oath you took in church. If you got married in church, even traditionally they have this oath they take in Africa, so you have to respect it. So that I didn't get. It got heated, and Laura got upset and picked up her water and threw it at Caroline. Caroline picked up water and poured back. Immediately, Miriam jumped on Laura, trying to hold Laura down. Nobody was holding that. The ladies, they are just so annoying. Chama was sitting there like the Queen of England. Like Queen Elizabeth, not even moving. Like, yeah, the queen is here. I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm not like, yeah, they might not really. Who knows what did they go there to do in his room? What, like, I don't know. They were having fun. It might not be that. It might not be sexual, but just fun, whatever. But Caroline was in the room. Then Laura came to the room also. So what's the big deal? Like, why are they still fighting? Both of them were in the room there. So both of them, I guess, are guilty or not guilty of what Caroline is accusing. But Caroline being pimped. When they pimp you to someone, what are they pimping you to the person for? For you to go and look at the person's face and clap? That's not what it's about. You gotta get down. There's a business that you get. Anyways, we'll get into that one in a different talk. So when she sat down, she was still furious. They were insulting each other. Laura was telling Caroline, "You're going to die young or something." Caroline was insulting her. Your inferiority complex. This one, that one. And then Laura went over to. I just want to say this respectfully here. I noticed every time you're talking to me, it's for money, but someone. Nessa, what are they going to do to pray for him? Are you saying that the governor that came to Lagos, please, if you're going anywhere, have your business and move. When you're going into a room, people can assume that you're going in for something more than presenting a business. Like, what were they doing in his room? I believe they will be lodged in a hotel. So is there no conference room or some other kind of sit in the bar somewhere they can just sit? Because the security in that hotel will be tight because governors and president and everybody's there. You get, so you cannot even tell me that anybody there. It has to be strictly on invitation. Okay, so if you're being pimped to someone, you're being pimped to do the job. Okay, governors don't play, politicians don't play. If you've been in the entertainment industry, you know that firsthand. Okay, so forget it. Okay, pimping is pimping. That you cannot even argue it. People are doing a lot. Forget that people pray a lot and give motivational speech. People do a whole lot. Well, first of all, Mesa, it's not easy to see a governor. Are you kidding me? It's not easy. They are busy people. Even to see a ward chairman, or like the people in the grassroots of politics, you don't see them easily. Even in the university, how many times do you see the president of your university? How many times do you see your vice chancellor? Come on, man, a governor. Come on, you're in a room with a governor. Um, you have to present the proof that you went there for business and it was only business. Just like Laura said, she sold her book and she left. That can happen. But what was Caroline doing in the room and before Laura left, or whether Laura left or she didn't leave, but both of them were in there with other people. Anyways, that's that. That's why all of them, they drive big cars and all of that, and they all have these big houses and everything. That, I mean, celebrities. Now I'm not talking about all these ladies. Uh, that doesn't match with the pay, the job they do. Okay, but anyways, that's that. I've been a model for many years now, so I know what goes down in the entertainment industry. I know. Okay, all right. I had a business myself. Okay, so I know what goes down. Okay, apart from being a model, I had a whole lot of business. I don't have my business card there. I could put it for you to see some of this on my business card. Okay, ushering job, hosting events, and all of that. So we used to work with people like a lot of politicians and all of that, and high society people. So we know how they roll. But mouth closed, we're moving on. All right. So Laura told her that she noticed that Caroline is always talking about her sister, that if she will speak about her sister one more time, that she's going to physically attack her. Okay, that now it's not going to be words or lies or this, that she's going to physically attack her. And then Caroline responded by telling her, you can actually do that now, you don't have to wait. That was when she picked and she threw and she stood up and started throwing water and water bottle, and Caroline stood up, and then Miriam was wearing this very sexy top that I think you tie in the neck and you tie behind, and all your back is open, your arms are out. She's looking all beautiful. All the ladies were looking good, okay? And when she flew up in the air, her clothes flew and then her breast was outside. Of course, of course, Nessa Growth. I used to work in the entertainment industry. I had my business card. Look, not be this Europe, don't come now. They like say, no deal. Anyways, um, all right. So that being said, um, when Miriam Fury landed on the floor trying to stop this person from throwing weapon, and then the fight was just in everything. It was a big chaos. The insult was flying. Laura was furious. At the point, Laura ripped up her wig. Caroline was insulting her back. Your husband, you want to talk about my billionaire husband. You know, Caroline does not waste time telling you that she was married to a billionaire, okay? Her ex is a billionaire, and all of that. You want to talk about my ex, my billionaire ex-husband. That's how she said. She just didn't say my ex. She had to add the billionaire, you get. So she said, you want to talk about my billionaire husband. You want to talk about my billionaire husband. Your husband is what, whether 40 million or how many million or like everything, nothing. They didn't hold back. They insulted their husbands. One is still married, the other one is not, but you know, everything. This one said, we know you were jumping around with boys, one, you were cheating on your husband, the other one, a whole lot. Like, this is going to be a big chaos. It was a hot mess. This was when you can see how I'm sweating as I'm explaining this to you. It was a hot mess. The fight didn't stop. They had to bring in the bouncers and pull. I see all 5 persons here. You're welcome. Sorry if I'm not calling your names. I have my notes on my phone, so I cannot really see if you don't type. If it doesn't pop up on the screen, I won't see it. Okay, so it was really a hot mess. They didn't hold anything back. They were just bashing each other. Okay, and then it was Miriam's turn to speak. And also, when Caroline was insulting Laura, Caroline also mentioned that Laura doesn't have home training. Laura is rude. Laura has insecurity problems. She has inferiority complex. She's jealous. She's always looking at what she and Choma is doing. That's Caroline is doing, and she would rather have beef with and then she said something that Laura said, that she would rather have beef with Caroline and Choma instead of the other ladies. And then she repeated that statement, and she was trying to ask Choma. Choma was just sitting, like I told you, like the Queen of England, not moving an inch, not saying a thing, just sitting there like a plastic doll, like a dummy. That's how Choma was just there. I don't know what kind of friend Choma is really. Choma is so weird. Caroline is her friend. She didn't do a thing. She didn't even stand up to go hold Caroline in the beginning when the fight started. Okay, it was Tiana that held Caroline, and then Miriam jumped on Laura and then exposed her own breast and all of that, fell on the floor and all of that. But Choma was just sitting cool, like she was not even there, like she was in a meeting with the world president. That there's no world president, but you know what I mean. Like she was just there, like she was not there. So she had mentioned that Laura is so rude that somebody invited her for a dinner, and all Laura could do was to complain about the food. And I feel like that was very rude. You cannot go to someone's home. We're not even talking about you went to a restaurant. If someone invited you to a restaurant, you want to complain about the food, okay. But it's still not cool. But you go to somebody's home, the person sweat, and everything, stress themselves to cook and make sure that they entertain all of you. And all you could say was, I don't like the food. I don't know this one. I don't do this. I don't like this setting. And everything must not be going to the club to party or getting wild, getting crazy. Sometimes you just have to chill with your friends and just have a cool dinner, a lunch, go for coffee, sit and have a good conversation, talk about business or anything else that it's important to you people. Just sit and talk. Sometimes you have to just play that classy girl thing, even if you don't like it. It's part of life. Okay, like my friends used to say, when we're in the house, we're joking, we're all like this, but and they used to say to me, Octavia, when we go out, you're such a different person. And for me, I feel like when I'm out, if it's my event or I'm doing something, okay, I can be, but sometimes people invite you to this very important where you're meeting dignitaries, big shots, and all of that. You cannot go there and make a mess of yourself. You also have to level up, okay? You have to level up. So you just don't go out acting like, I don't like this food. I don't know this. It, sit on the table, watch other people, be a fast learner, be a smart person, watch what they do and follow suit. If you don't know what the word is, you have a phone, Google it. You just act few minutes, Google, what is this name of this? Oh, how do they eat it? You eat with your hand. Or it's just be smart. But Laura was just acting like boo the fool throughout, you get. But I guess it's all part of the show. But anyway, so when Miriam, it was now Miriam's turn to speak. Miriam now told Laura that she was really disappointed at Laura, but they really didn't allow Miriam to talk. She said that Laura complained about her. I think Miriam didn't know about the food because Miriam didn't mention the food. She said Laura acted like she was boring, and then they showed Laura in her confessional. Laura was screaming, Miriam, your party or your event was boring. I don't know what Laura was expecting if somebody invites you to their home for a dinner. Were you expecting them to bring DJ Jimmy Jat or DJ Coupe or all the DJs together, or DJ Khalid? What was his name? The American DJ. Like, is that the one you want them to bring for you? You get Ella. Ella Odi, my little one is awake, I apologize. Anyways, so I don't know if she was expecting them to bring the best DJ in the world, or gather all the DJs in all the 7 continents and bring it to somebody's home for a dinner. It was a dinner, she said. It was a dinner date. She invited you people for. Laura was complaining about everything. So she said she was disappointed that Laura said her event was kind of bored. Laura was feeling bored, and Laura also said that her gist, her conversation was also boring. How can you say that to the host? Laura was mean in Miriam's home. Let's forget about her beef with Choma and Caroline. Laura acted very bad in Miriam's home, and that's not called for. You cannot do that in somebody's home. When they invite you, whether the food is not nice, whether the water pass gari, just as Niger people go talk, just drink the water like that and the gari, go your ass. Okay, if you won't complain when you get to your home, you can talk with your friends, not those ones in this circle. You can talk with your friends. Like, I went for this event, the food was not good. That's okay, because it won't get to the person's ears if you want to talk about it. But just be cool. So Miriam spoke, but they didn't, because of the heat that was going on, they didn't really allow Miriam to say a lot. At the point, Miriam even got upset and trying to shut all the ladies down so she can make a point. But a lot was just going on. Okay, so the next, so Caroline said, okay, talked about Laura's insecurity that caused their whole beef. Up next is Caroline. Okay, get into their beef. Then, yeah, the dirty fight and the accusation and the insulting of husbands and families and all of that. Laura explained, okay, about what happened, the pimping situation. Okay, all right. So when it got heated, Choma now took Caroline outside to talk to her. When the whole fight, pouring of water, throwing of bottled water, and everything has been done, that was when the Choma that is acting like Queen of Nigeria stood up and took and took Caroline outside to talk to her. And she was trying to tell her, don't do this. Be like the queen that you are. Don't stoop so low. Choma, Laura just loves all of this. She's trying to get our attention. I'm not even gonna give her that. As the queen that I am, I'm not gonna respond to her. Just as I didn't respond in the group chat, I'm also not going to say a thing here. I'm just going to ignore, ignore, ignore. She acts like a child. Laura acts like a child. And you know, when a child is acting weird, what you have to do is to just ignore, ignore. Oh, she said, when a child is throwing tantrums, or what do? All you do is to just ignore, 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 and all of that. Coming from the person who never married, never no get picking, I don't know the way they talk there. Who tell you so when picking they throw tantrum, then they always they ignore. You never see tantrum. If you see some tantrum, you go run mad. Anyway, last, we move. So she was trying to advise her that she should not fall into the trap of Laura, that Laura is enjoying the whole drama and all of that. And then they came back inside. Laura started screaming uh, um, at Caroline, saying, you call yourself a billionaire's wife. You call yourself a billionaire's wife. You don't even have a bag. You don't even carry an expensive bag. If you do not have an expensive bag, go buy one. Don't mind me, I'm joking. It's not necessary. Some people are just too materialistic and people feel like there's so much with this whole thing. At the end of the day, if you die, they're going to bury you not with your Hermes bag, not with your Gucci, not with your Fendi, not with your DNG, not with your Maya Tafu. Okay, let me say one of the Nigerian designers' names, not with your Maya Tafu or anything. You get. So always know that life is like, but anyways, they're all doing the billionaire gang thing. So I understand them throwing this type of shades. But that being said, such was like, you claim that you don't carry any bag, you don't any. Hey, that one threw Caroline off the balance. She was pissed off. She was like, what do you know? How much do you have? The book you're talking about, how much did you even sell? It's not 1.3 million or be how many million she was saying. How much did you make from those book? Chicken change. How much is your husband worth? I was married to a billionaire. My ex is a billionaire. Who's your husband? You're this one, that one. They started insulting themselves, insulting husbands, and all of that. The fight was just getting heated. Laura removed her wig. Laura was wearing a very beautiful kind of reddish orangey, I don't know, kind of similar, close to some of the red in my hair here, kind of wig, kind of red orangey, kind of long straight hair. She ripped it up. They had to bring in the bouncers, the hefty guys were kind of holding her. They pulled her away off camera for a bit, and then she came back in. They tried to get her to sit. She sat for a little bit, and then she stood up. Anyways, but before then, Iyabo Ojo, after they all calmed down, after the fight between Caroline and Laura, they sat down for a bit, and then Iyabo Ojo and Choma got into it. Because, Iyabo just said she was inviting all the ladies so they can table all their matters. So they were going one after the other, these two, like, or whatever. You get. So Iyabo Ojo started talking, said their lateness and wanting. And then Choma said, yeah, Iyabo, you talked about it in the table. I didn't want to be disrespectful. I really a whole lot, and I really love you, and that's why I just laughed about it. And if you remember when you talked about it in Miriam's home, all I was saying was yes, mommy, yes, mommy, yes, mommy, just so you could stop talking and let it go. But I do not appreciate when people talk about things like that and talk to me like that and all of that. If you feel like you cannot wait for me and just start the event and let me come, maybe by the time I come to 1, 2, 3, 4 events and I'm arriving when everything is done, maybe that will boot in my brain. I just feel like Choma just doesn't get it. Everybody left what they were doing. Choma kept doing her business, attending to clients. They all have clients. It was very disrespectful. So whatever they say to you, you have to swallow it, knowing fully well that you arrived 6 hours late. 6 hours is not 6 minutes. 6 hours is not 2 hours. Yabo Joe even said that if you arrive 2 hours, girl, bye. I'm not gonna sit somewhere waiting for someone for 2 hours. Who are you? Who are you? I'm not sitting somewhere waiting for, except some like you called me, send me a message, like something really happened and it's something beyond your control. But no, girl, bye. You're not gonna keep me waiting for you for 2 hours. And she was like even polite, like she was kind of even accommodating enough to say 2 hours is even okay, but 6 hours is not. It's too much. Someone's home for dinner and all of that. Choma flared up, flipped, and started talking. I don't like when people talk to me. And Yabo say, hey, the Yorubas, they they have this thing that they like to do. Hey, wow. If a person tells you that Yoruba, they've not done this. A mini ke, and keke, that person is not Yoruba. Anyways, so Iya was like, no, don't do that to me. What? You don't want me to fight with you. I love you, and I'm just telling you. You don't want me to have issues with you. And the two of them, they were just arguing back and forth, telling each other that they love each other, but they don't want to fight, but they were fighting. But it was not as bad as Caroline and Laura's fight, anyways, because they were both sitting next to each other and nobody stood up. They were just talking and pointing fingers, and mostly Iyabo pointing fingers and all of that. But Choma was just talking and all of that. So, are you? So leave it like that. The drama, but that's the thing that I'm like, that's the thing. I just love the of the ladies. Like you could see the Tiana and Iyabo giving us that Yoruba thing. Choma is not even behaving like an Igbo person. That one is girl bye. She's not even representing like uh, uh, um, what's her name? Laura. Laura is representing. You remember she spoke Igbo once before, and then she also squeezed it in a little bit when she was talking to her husband. The same thing that Tiana and this other person is doing. Tiana and Iyabo Ojo and the whole wow thing. It's cool. Like that yes, this is a Lagos thing. Like they're like that. Anyways, so moving on. Now, I'm not saying all the Yorubas are like that, but I'm just saying that it's a common thing for them to do this. Like, because I know all my Yoruba friends, they do it. They everything. I was like, okay. So all of us do when we talk, we used to do and then they will start laughing. You get, because they just do it and they don't even know that they're doing it. And then when you do it and they're like, what are you doing? Like they can tell. Anyways, I digressed a little bit. We have to make it fun, right? Okay. So Yabo Joe and Choma got into it, and after that, Tiana follows, and then Laura stood up after the argument was over. Laura stood up and said she was leaving. Say now, now you know, now so now. So Laura stood up. She didn't even say a word, just took her purse and she was leaving. Then Tiana stood up and followed her. When they walked past where the ladies could see them, but I don't know if the ladies could still hear them, she now to her and she was trying to talk to Laura, but I feel like she shouldn't have even spoken to Laura because Laura is still fired up concerning everything. And she was telling Laura that, what's up? Like she just didn't like the way Laura spoke to her. Laura was like, Tiana, you're my friend. Laura started screaming. Tiana, you're my friend. You were calling me out in front of those ladies. How can you not back me up if it is you? She was screaming on top of her voice, I'm telling you. She was like, if it was you, I would have fought for you. I would have fought for you. There's no way I will allow my friend to fight alone. If my friend is fighting, I must fight. I think that's one thing Laura doesn't understand. It's the same thing she told her friend that she invited to Abuja when Choma was hosting. She's like, look, I'm inviting you as my plus one, but no, anybody that's my enemy is your enemy. Mine is your friend. If I'm fighting, you're fighting. If I'm standing up, you're standing up. If I'm doing this, you're doing that. It's not always like that, Laura. All your friends don't have to fight with you when you're fighting, okay? Some friends just need to sit back and just calm you down and tell you to let it be. You get, everybody must not fight. Don't always expect your fight. And because a friend didn't fight with you doesn't mean that is not a true friend. But I think that's how Laura sees a friendship, because she will always fight. Like she even said it in her confessional that if her sister want to fight, she will just tell her sister, get into your Bentley and drive home. Leave me, let me fight this fight for you. That her family, they know that if it's anything, she will always stand there to fight, and even her friends. And she said when Tiana had issues with in her confessional, she said that she didn't say it to her face. When Tiana had issues with her her sister or something, that was strange. She said that she took Tiana's side, that she didn't expect that Tiana will not fight on her behalf today. Tiana just left her and threw her under the bus and was taking side with the other ladies. I don't think so. Tiana only pointed out that the way you shaded me in Miriam's home, I didn't like it. You get, and wanted to say it in front of everyone since Iyabo invited the emergency meeting and they had to table all their matter. But Laura kept screaming and screaming. And Tiana was telling her that at this point, I don't even want us to film. She was looking at the camera like, I don't even want them to record us. I don't want them to record us right now. Tiana really wanted to speak to Laura before Laura leaves, wanted to make sure that Laura was okay and everything. Laura flipped, turned, opened the door, went outside. She kept following her. She was talking to her. Laura just ignored her and was walking away. There were a few listen, in between them, all of that. So she was just walking and she was talking. I told you not to fight. I told you I was walking. She said, I'm going to follow you, even though you ignore me. I'm going to follow you until you get to the elevator. And they showed her in a confession. She's like, I'm going to follow you. If you're my friend, allow me to fight. For me. See, if you're my friend, allow me to fight. Don't fight for me. Don't hold me. But sometimes your friends need to do something. I think it's only when it's kind of pressing, that's when friends jump in, that they don't let you. You cannot beat their friend to stoop when they're there watching. You get, they're not going to let it happen. They're going to stop. Or if they feel like the person might be stronger than you, they're not going to allow you to fight so you don't get beaten up. But all friends are not those friends that jump. There are friends that jumps into fights. But there are friends that carries other friends' fight on their head. That's something I used to do a lot. I used to fight a lot for people. But if in any saga, I always fight myself. Like I always fight my battle myself. And I'm not always, for me, I'm not expecting anybody to come support me just because I fought for you. I'm not expecting you to come fight for me. So I think that's something that Laura needs to understand. It's your thing that you love to stand up for people. Not everybody loves to speak on behalf of others or stand up for people. So yeah. So she kept following her. Laura was walking towards the elevator and she kept following her, talking to her. Laura pressed the button, the door swung open, the elevator door slide open, and she went into the elevator. One of the bouncers followed her into the elevator and she just ignored her throughout. And she was just pacing in the elevator till the door shut. And then this person started walking back. Like, I told you not to fight. I don't want you to fight and all of that. You get. So Tiana started walking back into where the other lady, you get. Okay, Tiana following Laura to the elevator. Okay, so that's where it ended. But now they now show them in next episode. Next episode, it seemed like they are going for a painting. I don't know who invited. They just showed them in a place where they all have their table set up. This painting thing. So they were painting and talking. And then I don't know what Choma said, and Tiana Started you that you were just there like a doll, or what did she even call herself? Like you didn't want to move, you didn't want to do anything, you were just there. I don't know what kind of a friend are you. And then she said, what is it? Do you have a problem with me? I will always look glammed. I will always look like this. I will always serve hot. I will always be this kind of person. So get your sunglasses because my shine is going to be blinding and all of that. So I feel like even now that they wanted to, maybe because you get painting is one of those things. If you've not tried it out, try it out. It's really cool. You know, painting, drawing, and things like that can actually help relax you and make you feel good and put you in a good place. So those are some of the things that people just do for fun, go out to chill and just have this painting session where they give them something to paint and they will all sit and all of you just paint and then compare. Some people go for this sculpting, this sculpture kind of thing, this molding of something, just different things that people do. So they went for painting and they were back and forth with words. So we are waiting to see what is going to happen in episode, this is episode 8, so episode 9. It seemed like this whole fight is dragging on. But yeah, a word for Laura. I think Laura needs to buckle up. She's doing it, bringing the drama and everything. But some of the words that she's saying is kind of somehow, because I remember she actually said something that she didn't expect them to react the way they reacted to her message, that she wasn't feeling bad or anything. She was like they were really dressed for the dinner. I don't know why she needed to point it out that Caroline and Choma was really dressed for the dinner. I guess she didn't like what she was wearing, a mini skirt, a black mini skirt and a white long sleeve top with all button open. I think it slits by the side, but very hot mini skirt Laura was wearing. She was looking good too. All the ladies were looking good. But I don't know why she had to point out that Caroline and Choma dressed for the part. And that's where they were like, Caroline was like, why do you have to talk about us? Like, talk about what we were wearing. Everybody was looking good, even the host. And exactly, goodness me, what was Miriam wearing? Miriam's gown was just too hot. Miriam, oh my goodness. Is it the other one she wore that all here was open with the other one with high shoulder? Like, come on. Miriam served us look. Like, she gave us the look. So I don't know why she pointed out these two persons. It kind of, the way Laura is acting, she's kind of falling into line with what Caroline and Choma is saying about her. That it seems like Laura is kind of intimidated by them. And I don't see why you should be intimidated by your fellow human. I'm not intimidated by anyone in this world. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm wearing a rag and you're wearing a designer, for example. The way I will carry myself, even you that you're wearing a designer, you will second guess yourself. Like, you have to be confident, you have to be bold, you have to know you, Laura. This goes to you. You have to know you. Stop this whole putting eye on what Caroline and Choma is doing. They are loud. They will always be loud. They say it themselves, you know. Like, and Caroline was like, I'm a gold digger and all of that. But like she explained it, but and it was okay and all of that. But these are people that are loud. That they love being loud, and they will always present themselves like that. You get, so don't envy. I don't even think it's envy. I just think she's feeling somehow. Hence, they're saying it's inferiority complex or something. So Laura, get over it. I don't know if you see this. If you can share this, please, you guys do. Laura, get over it. Buckle up. You are doing good as a person. You're grinding. You're paving your way. You're coming out. Okay. Some people are. They might have generational wealth. They might have money. You are grinding. People can see that you're grinding. So don't compare. Don't feel bad. Don't feel any type of way. You're doing your thing. You are going to get there. That target, if you feel they are here, you're going to get there also. So don't make Caroline and Choma feel like you are scared because you feel like they have a lot and they are big women in the society. Okay, you get. Said Aga, she will see it, right? Does she even have a YouTube channel? I don't know. So I don't feel that way, because it's really somehow you're this influencer. What you're doing on Instagram does not match what you're doing on the show. You're this person that is loud. Even Caroline said it, and I do agree. As bad as it is, I do agree with Caroline saying what she presents on Instagram, it's not matching, it's not tallying. Laura is coming off to be this kind of someone that is really intimidated by the other ladies, and that's not cool. Hold your ground, know who you are, and work hard. Your sister came out from nowhere. Nobody knew your family name. EKG it's 1 million Igbo people are EKGs, okay? But now, if you say EKG, entertainment industry, the first one that comes to people's mind is Linda EKG, your elder sister. She started from somewhere. She wanted to make name, and she became the biggest blogger in Nigeria. You get, and one of the biggest in Africa. I don't know any other person that has a bigger blog than Linda Ikeji. Now she has Linda Ikeji TV. She has, use your elder sister as a role model. Keep grinding and keep moving. You will get there. Don't be afraid of levels that other people they've reached. It seemed like Choma's own is even like generational wealth. It seemed like her parents were okay. They lived in the States or in the UK or somewhere. And I think her family, they have a little bit of money, and that's how she started her business and everything. So don't even worry about people that have this old money. Like somebody, for example, somebody will compare themselves to DJ Coupe. DJ Coupe is working hard. Despite the fact that her father is rich. But you cannot compare yourself to Coupe, because if Coupe said, I want 10 billion right now, for example, her father might be able to raise it. If he cannot raise it, he has friends that he can call and they can bring in the money and contribute. And just like that, Coupe will have 10 billion. But some other person from Surulere or Gute Meta, what do you people call all these places in Lagos? I don't know. Where are they going? They cannot even claim of 1 million. You remember the lady that was talking on, I think it was Daddy Freeze's live stream. It was live streaming, and they were talking about, and with Victoria Yama, the Nollywood actress, and one lady commented and said she has never seen 1 million naira before. And Victoria was like, what? Are you serious? Even that the phrase was like, are you serious? Or you're just talking? The lady said she has never seen 1 million naira before. Like this, my money, 1 million. No. She has never held or seen 1 million before. And Victoria promised her that they were going to give her the money. And they did give her the money. They filmed it also. When they gave her, said, now you've held 1 million and it's yours and all of that. So there are persons that they cannot even boast of. They've held 500,000 naira in their hands before. So the level you have reached, you've reached where you're building your connections and everything, and you're going to get there. That's that. As for Choma, if you call someone your friend, fight for the person. Don't always allow Caroline to fight alone, because Caroline might want to, fight for you also and be there for you. But this your high class Queen Elizabeth style. Babe, take several seats and be coming down, okay? Be coming down and be fighting for your friends. And then Iyabo and Tiana. Iyabo and Tiana. I don't understand the two of you. All both of you will do wah wah wah, whoa whoa whoa, egba mi o, etori olo, what I don't know what are those Yoruba words. I cannot remember anyone now. You will do all of that when you're doing your confessional. You're very loud, you're very outspoken, you're very straight to the point, direct. But when you see the people, you're not confrontational. You just chill, like, well, I didn't like this thing, but this one, no, sound the same way you were sounding in your confessional. When you see them, give it to them. I don't understand. Tiana, you were upset. You're upset. And you talked about Caroline. So Caroline is weird. Caroline is two-faced. And you know how you don't. You know that Caroline did something, you're upset. Say it to Caroline. Confront her. Confront people. You guys, come on. And something else I want to point out. Despite the fact that people are saying Caroline feeling, Laura is feeling kind of timid, feeling somehow, wanting. Laura is holding down that show. The only real person on the show right now is Laura. She didn't know what lamb chop was. She didn't hide it. She said it. Although she was rude in Caroline's home, she was weird in Tiana's party, but she's just serving it the way it is. If she feels it's boring, she says it's boring. If she feels she doesn't know this, she doesn't know this. She's just serving it real. And kudos to you, Laura. You're doing a good job. The other ladies are pretending they're doing too much. Choma, I feel, is doing too much. Choma is just busy serving looks. I don't want to be confrontational. You just say, we'll call look your face. Give us drama, Gongoni. What is it, Ke? See me, I'm even speaking Yoruba to you. You're not even Yoruba, you're Igbo. Ke kwanu, ogini mere. Ogini, Choma, ogini, makagini, makawai. Why are you just sitting there like you be Elizabeth? Omo, pack well. Give us the drama. Tiana, you call yourself the fashion goddess. Represent now. Be giving us, don't be giving us only looks now. When somebody piss you off, call the person out. And as for Iyabo Ojo only runs her mouth in confessional, but she's not coming out direct to tell people what they need to know to their faces. That's the part I don't understand about her. So anyways, I wanted to analyze the ladies one after the other. As for Miriam looks like someone that does not sugarcoat her words. On this table, they didn't allow her to talk. She was even at a point pissed off, and she felt like they're not giving her They're not giving her opportunity to speak, and she felt very, and she was kind of screaming, you people allow me to talk, allow me to talk. Like, and she was like, I have this ladies down in order for me to speak. You get. So be that person that will be able to speak up and give the drama, because that is what you people signed up for. And Caroline, over to you. Caroline, stop this dramatic complaining on social media that you're doing. You're tweeting every minute. The show could not afford me. Caroline, I beg. No be you first marry billionaire Gongoni. And that billionaire where you marry, no being get money pass for Nigeria. Okay? The Danjuma where you be married, no being get money pass for Africa. So relax. Dangote self never do reach you. Waiting. Eh, they cannot even, the show could not afford me. I had to do this one. I had to do that one. Do I really want to be in the show? No. I want my peace. I want my that. Don't even give me that, because you know that reality TV show is dramatic. And anybody, if you are a celebrity, then I expect that you at least would have seen this franchise before, because it is one of the most popular franchise in the US, this Real Housewives. And the Real Housewives of Atlanta, for example, Nene Leakes and the rest of them, although Nene is no longer with them. But the Real Housewife is always a hot mess. It is always a hot mess. Everybody knows. Okay? They fight, they throw people under the bus, and so on and so forth. So don't make this excuse of they could not afford me. They could not. How many billion did you tell them? I beg. Did you say they should give you all the money in World Bank? Like, what is it? Stop complaining and just do what you have to do. Like, they're making you look bad. They edit the show. Like, of course they do. They cannot put all the scene. It will be too long. And minus that, they have to edit it in a way that it will be nice. You used to be an actress. You should know this. Okay? Even YouTubers know this, because before you put a video out, you have to edit your video, except you're doing a live stream like this. And even some people even still take the live stream like this. They edit it and they remove all those parts that they are saying things that are not really necessary, so that people that watch the replay can watch it. That's why when you see big YouTubers, people go back and watch their live streams, and they can sit down and watch it, because they have people that they paid, that after they do their live stream, the people come up, take the live stream and edit it, and they re-upload. So even movies that you used to feature in, they don't show everything. Take one, take two steps, crack. If you make a mistake, they cut out that part. So stop this whole nagging. And Chama, you don't always have to be that over perfect person. We understand that, okay, but yeah, you're trying to present, I'm like this. So when hobby come, you go no say, na so you be. We understand, but slow down a little bit, I beg. When hobby come, you go still know. No vex, I beg. Just slow down. Anyways, let me read some comment before I round up, because when I was talking, I didn't want to read more. I didn't want to read comments so I don't get distracted. So right now, I'm going to go up and I'm going to read comments. Okay. Okay. Nessa girls, me. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Say annoying as usual. Face beauty. Maybe your voice is okay. Okay. Have to change phone. All right. Yes, it's perfect now. Okay. But who is really at fault? Can you find out who is at fault? It is hard to know who is at fault in reality TV show, because some parts are edited out, which when Caroline said that, she was right. But because she's in the show and the show is going on now, I don't expect her to speak now. She should be quiet so people, the fans that are watching, can enjoy the show, and she can still make more coin when they will come back to film season 2. But if she wants to end her contract, then she can do that. But we don't even know what her contract looked like. Most of this type of contract is not easy to pull out. We saw what happened with Nene Leakes, which is she used to be one of the housewives of the Real Housewives of Atlanta in the US. So yeah, it's always not easy to pull out from shows like this. When you sign a contract, it's like that. I remember also during the days when we were still working the runway, doing our modeling thing, those people that wanted to pull out from agency, it was hard for them. At the point, they couldn't get jobs. They just had to hold on strong up until the agency was able to let them go. Okay, most of them will go for screening. They will not take them because they are not in any agency. Not that they are not good enough. They have the look, they fit. Sometimes they will even pick them before they were like, okay, when everybody is putting the name of their agency, you don't have an agency that you're working with. They don't want to work with you. You get, because how do you get paid? You get, and all of that. But it's a long story, so she should just be quiet. Okay. So I don't really watch it. Okay, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. Let's see. They were all there to get something. She should not have said that pimp because it looks somehow. Yeah. Even Tiana said that. Tiana said she shouldn't have. That the message that Laura dropped on the group chat was not as deep as the reply of Caroline, that what Caroline said could actually break a home, being that Laura is a married woman. But at the same time, Caroline is defending herself, saying that when you say something, you should not expect that people will not respond. When you say something, you should not think that people will respond the way you are expect or the way you are expecting them to. That people will always have different response, and this is her own response, and that she will not take it back. It is what it is. You get. So they might not really have sex, but after greeting the governor in the room, he will surely give them money. Omo, governor no get time to the greeting. Go greet 1 million person. Go greet everybody for that Lagos. Omo, no, it is for money, but it is right. It's after. Who the enter governor room get plans? So some people need connection. You get. It might not necessarily be for that, but some people need connection, and lobby me, lobby. Do me, I do you. Favor. So some people need to do good just like that. You get to understand that. But not where so many ladies are. Nessa. Nessa, like say, say some people they go do 3 some, 4 some, 5 some, 6 some, 10 some. I be those ones where go say, make some just they dance. They show them what do they call them? Kpekus. You get some people they one corner they dance, they show kpekus now. You get the ones where they put in here, pull out, put cuckoo by here, pull out. No be by number. No fee say because they're plenty. They just there, they gist, they watch television where they no get for their house. They talk where they no fit talk for their house. Talk about something they no fit tell the governor of your phone. Excuse me? Then they enjoy. And they enjoy. Some of them, if you just say, bring 5 chikalas, you get, they use coded words, make YouTube not understand. Bring 5 chikalas. You bring 5 chikalas, then go tell the chikalas, make they do on herself there, then go just they look. So you can't say because 5 chikalas, the inside room with one bola, it means say something that they happen. Things where they happen plenty. Matter long. Matter long. Let me read some of the last one. Maybe you're my friend, allow me fight. Oh, don't fight for me, and don't hold me. Oh God. Okay, my friend, don't hold me. Okay. Yes, do something when I'm not there. Some friends won't let you express yourself. Yes, some friends are like that. Well, those ones are annoying. Those are the type that you have to tell, close your mouth and talk. Some friends will be holding you and let the next person take over you. Exactly like what happened in this situation, right? After Miriam dived Laura, I was expecting either Choma or one of the ladies to stand up and go and hold Caroline. Nobody held Caroline. Caroline came and gave her one back. And you get so it was really weird, but because Laura didn't really have anyone on her side, so nobody really wanted to hold Caroline. They really wanted Caroline to show her because a lot of them felt like Laura was doing too much. Okay, Sitaka, she will see it. Yes, she will. Okay. Husband will come and encourage me. Husband kill me. What will go do that? I hear you, threesome. Not torture, shy. I get it. Yes, so yeah, of course, because at the end of the day, we cannot say all of them enter that place just like that. You get all of them. No, if you just enter there, say, they go look greet governor. Now only I be the governor will go the event of all the 36 states. Now only I come. Mama, when you want billions entertainment industry, you get to prepare yourself. You get the video when I want make you even check self. Have you seen the video of this Nollywood actress? So they talk about peer pressure. You should check her video out. I just posted that video not too long. I wanted to even react to it, but I don't know if I have time. I will. If I don't know. Nollywood actress. She's always in Ugezu's movies and all that. She talked about peer pressure in the industry, how she's struggling. What's her name? Phil something. Oh, she's one of these young Asaba actress. She features in mostly Asaba movies in Ugezu's movies. Okay. Is it Fidel something is her name? Very beautiful. She talks very calm. And I like her movies. When I see her in movies, I love the way she talks very calm and all of that. She talked about peer pressure. She stopped posting, how she was feeling so down because it felt like other people are succeeding more than her and all of that in getting movie roles and all of that, but she just feel like people are buying cars, building houses, and all those kind of big things, and she's just there. What is she doing wrong? That she's not a bad person. She was really emotional. At a point, she couldn't even speak. She started, writing in the video. She was so emotional. She was like, I told myself, she was, cleaning her eye. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. So watching that, I will find it. Don't worry. I will find. That was the first time I was even when she posted. When I saw her on Instagram, I've known her, but I didn't know her name. Don't worry. After I finish, I will find it and I will send you the link on Instagram so you can go to her channel on YouTube and watch it. I sat down and I watched all of it. And I was like, I need to react to this. People need to really. All right. Now that I want to end this. All right. Bye, everyone.